welcome to class. This is Mr. Michael Zanata, and in this video we'll be continuing our study on Pascal's triangle. Today I want to consider a few more examples on how we can use Pascal's triangle to expand binomial expressions. Alright, in the last video we looked at how to derive the Pascal's triangle. So let's consider the following example. So we want to expand the binomial expression 2a plus 3y raised to the power 5. Okay, so we want to expand the expression 2a plus 3y raised to the power 5. Remember that we will have to draw our Pascal triangle up to level 5. So let us quickly do that. So we start with your 1, you have your 1 and your 1. Then start with your 1, 1 plus 1 will give you a 2, write your 1. Start with your 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 1, 3, write your 1. Start with your 1 again, 1 plus 3, 4, 3 plus 3, 6, 3 plus 1, 4, your 1, with your 1 again, 1 plus 4, that's 5, 4 plus 6, that's 10, 6 plus 4, that's 10 as well, 4 plus 1, 5, and we have a 1. Therefore, we need to use this for our expansion. Okay, so we need the coefficients 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, and 1. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the others. Okay, so let's make use of this. Let me keep it here so that we'll be referencing it. Alright, so then going over to our binomial expression here, for us to expand this, remember the rule that the first term, in this case 2a, would decrease from the given power, which is 5, down to 0, while the second term 3y will have to increase from 0 till we get to the power 5. Alright, and again we are going to be taking our coefficients one after the other. So we start with the 1, start with 1. So when we take away 1, we'll have 1 times, the first term is 2a, but we'll have to put that in a bracket because we're having more than one term there. So we have 2a raised to the power 5 times our second term there, which is 3y raised to the power 0. Alright, remember next is plus. Write our plus, we'll take the second coefficient, which is what? 5. We'll take away 5 now. So we have 5 times our first term, which is still 2a, but now the power has reduced to 4, so we have 4 times our 3y, and the power has increased to 1, from 0 to 1. Alright, plus we'll go over to the next one, which is 10. So we are having 10. So we are having 10 times, we have our a, which is first term, which is 2a raised to the power 3, and then we have a second term, which is 3y now raised to the power 2. Alright, plus we'll go back to the next term, that's 10. We have 10 so 10 times, we have the first term, which is still 2a raised to power 2 now times second term, which is 3y, raised to power, oh, that's 3 now. Alright, we'll have plus the next coefficient, that's 5, so we'll have 5 multiplying our first term in the bracket, which is still 2a raised to power 1 now. Then for the second term, that's 3y, it will be raised to power 4, and lastly plus the last coefficient, which is in this case 1, let's take 1 times the brackets, the first term, which is 2a raised to power 0 now, times 3y raised to power 5. Okay, so we have expanded out. Now next thing we have to do is to simplify all this that we have. So we go one after the other, starting with this one here, trying to simplify that. We have 1 times 2 in bracket 2a raised to power 5 times, and you have a bracket 3y raised to power 0. Remember that anything raised to power 0 is 1. So what we have here is like saying 1 times 2a in bracket raised to power 5 times 1, because this equals to 1. Alright, now considering 2a in bracket raised to power 5, remember your laws of indices. The power, the index value affects everything inside the bracket. So that is saying 2 raised to power 5 times a raised to power 5. Okay, so the 5 will affect both the 2 and the a inside the bracket. And you know that 2 raised to power 5, that is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's 32. So this here will give us 1 times 32 times 1, so 32 a raised to power 5. All we have here will evaluate to, so we have 32 a raised to power 5, that is what we have here, 32a raised to power 5, plus, now we don't need to look out for the minus sign because everything is positive plus, so we don't need to really look out for the minus sign. Now over to this one, we are having a 5 times, now remember the same rule applies here, the 4 as a power would affect everything inside the bracket, so that will give us 2 raised to power 4 a raised to power 4, 2 raised to power 4, that is 16, so we have 16 a raised to power 4 times, don't get confused with the dot product, that is multiplication by multiplying. Then we have here 3y raised to power 1, that would still give us 3y. Alright, plus we'll go over to the next one here. So we're having, considering the brackets here, what we have is 2a in bracket raised to power 3, and that will evaluate 2 raised to power 3 is 8, a raised to power 3 is a raised to power 3. Then for here, 3 raised to power 2 is 9, and then y raised to power 2. So what we have here is 10 times, for here, what we have is 8. We have 8a raised to power 3 times, for here, what we have is 9y raised to power 2. Alright, so over to here, this one here, we'll still have a plus sign. Then considering this, what we have is 10 we have 2 a raised to power 2, 2 raised to power 2, that's 4 a squared times, considering the bracket here, what we have there is 3 raised to the power 3, that's 27y raised to the power 3, that's 27y raised to the power 3, okay, plus then over to this one here, that's still 5 times, here will give us 2a, because 2a raised to the power 1 will still give us 2a, times, then here 3 raised to the power 4, that is 81, so we have 81y raised to the power 4, and the last of them that is this. We're going to have 1 times, now 2a in bracket raised to the power 0, that will give us 1 times, for here 3y in bracket raised to the power 5, 3 raised to the power 5, that's 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27 times 3, 81 times 3, and that is 243, so that will give us 243y raised to the power 5. Alright, so we can now go ahead to multiply that out. Okay, so starting with the first one, we still have 32a raised to the power 5, okay, plus then 5 times 16. So for us, for here, we have 5 here times 16 times 3. So 5 times 16 times 3. So 5 times 16, that is 80. 80 times 3, that is 240. So we have 240. We have 240. Then we still have a raised to the power 4 and y. So we're having 240 a raised to the power 4 y. Okay, that is for that. Over to this side, we have 10 times 8 times 9. So 10 times 8, that is 80. That's 800. That's 800. 10 times 8, that's 80. 80 times 9, that will give us 720. So 10 times 8, 80 times 9, that will give us 720. Then we still have a raised to the power 3, y raised to the power 2. You try not to get confused about it. So what we're doing is that we're multiplying the digits first, then after that we'll write the alphabet that we have attached to them. Okay, so over to this one here. What we have there, we have the 10 times 4 times 27. So 10 times 4, that is 40, and 40 times 27, that is 1080. So we have 1080. Then we still have a raised to the power 2 and y raised to the power 3. So we'll write that a raised to the power 2, y raised to the power 3. Alright, plus over to this one here. So what we are having, we have the digits 5 times 2 times 81. So we have 5 times 2 times 81. 5 times 2, that is 10. Then 10 times 81, that is 810. So we have 810. Then for the alphabet you have A and then Y raised power 4. So we have 810A Y raised power 4. Then lastly we have 1 times 1 times 243. Those are the digits I will have. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 243. That will still give us 243. Then we still have Y raised to power 5. And this that we have here, 32A raised power 5 plus 240 A raised power 4y plus 720 A raised power 3 y squared plus 1080 A squared y cubed plus 810 A y raised power 4 plus 243 y raised power 5. That is the expansion of what we have here in the bracket. In other words, what this means is that when we have like we have here in the last examples, the examples that we studied, they had just 1 times. We looked at something like A plus B raised to a power. Alright, but in this example we are having them with 2 times. So you have 2A, example 2A plus 3B. Now when you have something like this, the power will always affect everything. So you want to enclose them inside your bracket, okay? Because if you go and make the mistake, you can make the mistake and just write like we have here. You can go ahead and just write 2A raised power 5, and that might confuse you. So it is always good that you enclose them inside the bracket. Okay, so in our next video we'll also look at some other examples. We want to see how we can use this to expand fractions, binomial expansions with fractions. So we want to see how we can utilize the Pascal triangle to also solve that. All right. So but before then, I will also want you to consider this assignment. Try to solve this. It's just like what we have done here. So try that and let me know how it goes. So try to expand this using Pascal's triangle. Try to expand 2x plus 2y raised to power 4. Alright, and you could also, let me mix it up now, a plus 5b raised to power 3. Alright, so try to solve that out. A plus 5b raised to power 3, and then that is that. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.